Hello everybody, this is Mr. At Home with Quita. I know it doesn't sound right. I do have a name, but that's how you know me, that's how you refer to me, but the name is AJ. And I'm here doing something that my son doesn't understand why I'm even considering doing. You know, this to him is a girly thing, but you know what? Men plan. In fact, got some good response from that last video. If you saw it, that last video that we did. In fact, some guys, say, hey, my wife just got me a new planner and I'm looking to see if I can put it to use. So, I guess there's a few of us that can find benefit from using a planner. And I'll be honest, I'm trying to use it more fully. I will say that there's gaps in my planning. There may be days, 1-2 days in a row where I forget to bring it out, all right? But I also find value in it. And so I'm really trying to see if I can get better implementing some strategies. And if there's things that you see that I could improve on, definitely comment. Let me know. Let me know what I need to do. So what I'm going to do here, this is, I guess you could say a plan with me, but it's a little different. You see my wife do plan with me. She brings out her different color pens and uses her handwriting skills and techniques to make it all pretty and flowery and all that kind of stuff with stickers. But this is just going to be very straightforward. You're going to see my chicken scratch and how I think about planning, right? So this is basically what I see and what I envision in my mind. Now, first off, I use the daily sheets. Now, you've seen me talk about that. If you have seen my wife's last video of me, if you saw it, you saw that I used the daily sheets because I like to be able to track what I'm doing day by day. But I really don't plan weekly. Like, I don't sit out like my wife does and plan this whole weekly spread. I kind of look at what I'm going to do the next day and I write things down, and that's what I do. So we're still going to show you how I do it and what I think about when I'm writing out my activities for the next day. So I'm going to be looking at really just one day, right? The 23rd of March, which is next Monday. And I'll tell you, we're in a weird time because the kids are home at school. Those are monkey wrench in what you're trying to do, it's hard to be as productive as you like to be. A lot of what we do outside the house has been curtailed. So there's really not much going on in our world, when you're on kind of this little quarantine situation we're in. I go out and run out real quick if I have to go to the store, but we've been pretty much in the house the last few days, and it looks like it's going to be like that going into the next couple of weeks. So with that being said, not whole lot going on outside the house to show in my planner, but I do have activities that I do in the house related to work and home projects. So again, I'm going to focus on one day and let you kind of see how I fill that one page out. Now, when I think about the day, I kind of break it up in my mind, and I could, I guess, break it up on paper, but really I think about different blocks of time. I have personal time, I have work time, time that's devoted to my job. I have family time, and then I have I guess you could say at home with Quita time. That's my second job. So we may all break those things out a little bit differently. So when I'm thinking about personal time, I think about the time I spend, any kind of working out I may do, any kind of personal reading I may do, any kind of downtime recreationally, to watch a movie or a TV program. Anything spiritual, all that's kind of grouped into my personal time. So this is how I'm going to break it out for what you can so you can kind of get an idea of what I think about throughout the day. So here's just a plain daily sheet. All right, again, these are the ones I use for my wife's shop. Still waiting for her to take the little script type font off of there. But again, it's functional. It gives me the ability to have notes on one side and plan out what the day is going to look like. So this is where I start. Now, I put in for Monday. And Monday is the 23rd. 3, 23. Now, as I said, I'm not trying to make it pretty. This is my handwriting. It's chicken scratch. I can read it, even if no one else can. So that's what you're going to see as I write this out. So when I look at Monday, I actually have stuff planned for Monday. And so I have a doctor's appointment and my son has a dentist appointment. So my doctor's appointment is at 11:45. So let's write that in. Doctor's appointment. I'll just put 11:45 so I know for sure. Now I know where my doctor is. I know where I'm going. I don't need to put anything else but that. And just a placeholder. So I open it up, look at my day. There it is. I have something to do 11:45. I got to head out to get to the doctor. Now my son has a dentist appointment at 4 p.m. So I'll put Mal's dentist appointment. Again, it's not pretty, but I can read it. So those already blocked in for activities that are scheduled for that day. Now I'm going to look at my work calendar and have it on my phone. So I'm looking kind of offline here to see what I have planned on Monday, the 23rd. So it looks like I do have at 2 p.m. I have a demo with our style. All right, so that goes for about an hour, and then let's see, weekly call. With Alpha Insurance. Okay. Now it's going to be a little tight because I have an appointment at 4 and I have a call at 3, but I can take the call from the car. I wasn't thinking really. I'm looking at my calendar when I made this dentist appointment for my son. He has some cavities actually he needs to get filled, so he's going to have a good time there. But that's fine. I can take the call from the car if I need to and be able to get there on time. So those are really the appointments that I have. So now again, when I'm talking about the blocking of the time, even though, so now these appointments kind of fall within the block that I schedule for work, but my job is a little flexible. So if I need to run out in the middle of the day to do an appointment, I can do that. But starting out the day, I start with my personal time. So really starting at 6:30, this is a routine I've been trying to put in place and keep in place actually. So 6:30 down to about 8:30 is morning routine. I don't know if that even looks right, but there we go. That's the morning routine. It goes down to 8:30. Now in that morning routine, what I look to do is to get up, get a little exercise in. Not going to the gym right now, but doing it at home. Brought the weights up from the basement. I think I have my spin bike. So picking activities to get a little cardio in the morning, but then also within that personal time is when I do a little bit of enrichment, spiritual enrichment. So I do my meditation and Bible reading and contemplating the daily text for the day. So that's part of that morning routine. So that's my personal time. So I have personal time slotted here, and I'll just kind of put PT so you kind of see where I'm going there. And then from about 8:30, 9 o'clock on down to, let's say between 5 and 6, depending on what I have going on. That's, I don't know if you can see this, that's WT. For me, that's work time. Now, again, I have appointments kind of slotted in there, but as I'm breaking down my day, personal time, my work time, and then after that is when I give a little bit of, let's say from about 5 to about 8 is where we have family time. And so there's certain activities I may do with the family, whether it's watching a movie, playing a game, any kind of homework that may need to be done, kind of slide it into that time. And then after that, try to get this Addison in bed. It's tough, but trying to get her down by 8 to 8:30. But then after that, we're looking at, I guess, for 2 hours, from an hour to 2 hours is the time I put into, what is that, AHWQ, I guess you could say, at home with Quita time. And then I get maybe like another hour or so of PT that I can kind of do something on my own. And so, and this is fluid, it can change. Things come up, the kids go somewhere else, or whatever it might be, and I can change it up. But that kind of gives me the blocks of time as to when I can put items in place. Right, so that's kind of giving you just a thinking of what I have. Now, I don't always write these things in on a daily basis, but I'm writing that in so you can kind of see where I fill in tasks that I may need to do. So now I'm looking at Monday in particular, right? So what I do now also is, here I have a to-do list. This is also coming from my wife's shop. It's an insert. And so there's a couple of items that I have slated that I need to get done. And this could be longer. You know, I'm probably missing some things, and I'll add things in as I think about them. But now I'm trying to figure out, okay, where can I slide it in during the week? So as I look at this list, I say, you know what? Monday, while I'm spending time with the family, or even throughout the day, I can throw some laundry and throw a couple of loads in. So I'm going to put this on my to-do list for Monday, to do laundry. All right. So that takes off one of the items on my to-do list. One of the other items that I see here that will work well is taking clothes to Goodwill. So I have about 4 bags in the garage that I need to get over to Goodwill. So I'm already going to be out on Monday. So I figure I will add that in. So I'll just put it right here. And that will work well, since I'm going to be not too far from the Goodwill when I take Malachi to the dentist. And so that's pretty much what my Monday would look like. Now, the thing is that this changes as time gets closer, or really the day of. So the day of, things come up and I write down, okay, what's my goals for the day, especially when it's around work. So when it's things at work I need to do, if I know that there's specific phone calls that I need to make, emails I need to follow up with, I write them in here on this side. And then I kind of keep track of what I'm doing throughout the day. Now, when it comes to work, I do block off certain times for emails, for follow-ups, for prospecting. And I'll always typically kind of fill in. I kind of have, my times, and maybe I'll do a video, or I'll maybe have Marquita post something where I show what my block schedule looks like for work. And again, it's all fluid because things come up. If I can get in front of a customer, then that kind of moves some other stuff that I may have planned to do on a regular basis to the side, because that's what's most important, if I can get in front of a customer or prospect. So again, it's kind of fluid, but this is just a concept or an idea of what I do. Now, I don't know if there's much value in this. I don't even know how long this video is, but it's if you see something that I can do better, please let me know. And I'm going to really work on filling out the rest of my planner and how I'm going to be using every aspect of it. And maybe I'll be able to go into that in a little more detail some other time as well. Now, this is my first plan with me. I don't know if it worked, if it made sense, if you even like it. There was a good amount of views on the last video, but this one may not may not do so well. But this is my start. As things kind of evolve a little more, and if I have a little more content, then maybe I'll do another one and let you see where I'm going with my planning. So that's all I have for you today. Again, this is AJ, the better half of At Home with Quita. If you like the content she puts out, please subscribe, follow her on IG, and we'll see you the next time. Take care.